All right, it's good to be back. I'm Johnny Freeborn, your host with Central Valley Talk Business. And up next, we have Barbara Breen.
Yes, that's
correct. And it's so nice to have you. You're with Kingsview Suicide Prevention.
Yes, the Central Valley Suicide Prevention Hotline.
Okay. And we are right around the corner from the holiday season. Mm-hmm. Some pretty lonely times for a lot of folks. And we just want to really focus on this segment and give you an opportunity, a platform for people to maybe find a place to reach out to when they're feeling at their lowest, right?
Exactly. I'd like to give you a little bit of a background and give our audience a little bit of a background about the hotline. We are a relatively new agency. We're 3 years old. We took our first call in January of 2013. And at that point, we were only available 5 days a week for 10 hours each day. And then we realized right away that just was not enough support. And so in July of 2013, we became 24/7. And then in January of 2014, we ended up becoming accredited nationally through the American Association of Suicidology. Okay. So that allows us to be able to provide evidence-based best practices so that the individuals that call us, they're talking to individuals who are extremely well trained, who have the latest research, and are able to provide appropriate resources for individuals, as well as do follow-up and help provide safety plans for those individuals as well. We also have, through that affiliation with AAS, we're also part of National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. And as a member of Lifeline, we're able to provide translators for 150 different languages, which is wonderful throughout the Central Valley to be able to provide that type of access to different languages and for different cultures throughout the valley. We're also very excited about the fact that as a member of Lifeline, it makes us a truly global call center. We are taking phone calls from people all over the world, as well as throughout the United States. Our focus, of course, is our Central Valley, though. We have 7 county stakeholders that help fund the hotline, so this is something that's provided to all individuals at no charge. And the wonderful counties that are providing this are Fresno, Tulare, Kings, Madera, Mariposa, Merced, and Stanislaus counties.
Wow.
Yes. So we're very excited about our stakeholder counties that are willing to do this for individuals not only in their own counties, but also provide this on a global basis.
I see. Okay. Well, thank you so much for what you do.
Oh, thank you.
I mentioned before the segment that it's unfortunate there's even an industry where people are contemplating things so dark at times,
Right.
And a lot of times it's chemical. It's in the brain that's just, it's toying with you, correct?
This is true. This is true. And the wonderful, it's not wonderful, but what we want to try to do is let individuals know that there is hope. Mm-hmm. It's wonderful that there is a place that people can actually go, or a phone number they can call where they can talk to people. And a lot of times it's in talking that the healing process begins. So that's just it, being able to talk to people, being able to help them identify what's going to help keep them safe.
I see.
And then also exploring support systems with individuals. Providing resources that are appropriate for them in a geographic location that they're close to. And then also asking them if they'd like for us to follow up, because we'll call them back if they so choose. We'll be happy to do that just to see how they're doing. How's it going? Were those resources helpful to you? Do we need to go back and look for alternatives? Those types of things. How's your safety plan going? We're checking up because we have individuals on the other end of that phone that are so caring and so loving that they just want to be able to help people that are in those very, very difficult times of their life.
Absolutely. Wow. Now, you guys remind folks that there's sunshine after the rain.
Exactly.
You inspire hope, and you do this all confidentially.
Yes, we do.
Is that a challenge?
No, actually
Okay.
not. We are HIPAA compliant, so we are totally confidential. So a conversation, the only time a conversation would not be confidential is if you were in the act of dying by suicide and we did not feel comfortable that we could remove the means.
At that point,
we-
you guys want to
at
reach
that-
out and save somebody.
And at that point, then
Okay.
we would contact emergency services to save a life, because we will not listen to someone die on the other end of the phone. We're there to save people.
Good.
So provide hope and save people. And it's amazing the individuals that when we call back and talk to them after we have made that save, after we have contacted emergency services, it's amazing when we call them back, they thank us because it's a moment in time. And they're so thankful that they were saved
Yeah.
during that moment in time,
I would bet.
and that they can move forward now in their life.
Wow.
It's very powerful.
What got you involved in counseling in the first place, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, actually, I'm not involved in counseling.
You're not involved in counseling.
We aren't, and we're not counselors. We're not therapists. These are individuals that are very empathetic. They're loving people who just really want to help others. But to answer your question, I was in the business world, and two young men, a 16-year-old and a 22-year-old, both that I had watched grow up, died by suicide, and I went to two funerals within 3 months.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And at that point, I felt it was important for me to reach out and try to get involved.
Get involved. Wow.
Yes.
If other people want to get involved, how can they do that?
Well, we love to have volunteers. Of course, with a lot of different organizations, volunteers are important, and just as well with ours. Whether you'd like to be on the phone as a suicide intervention specialist or help us with administrative tasks, the person to contact is Nicole Partnoff.
Okay.
And her phone number is 559-256-7678. Again, 559-256-7678, and her name is Nicole, and she'll be happy to talk to you and go
That's
through
the
that process.
volunteer phone number.
That's for a volunteer phone number.
And down below we have the hotline number.
Yes, that's the 888 number.
Okay.
So that's the direct line phone number. So if anyone is specifically, in any type of crisis, they're having problems with behavioral health issues, depression. We even deal with a lot of individuals that do self-harm. Anything along those lines. If you're in crisis, relationship problems, most of us go through those. It's called situational crisis. And a lot of times it's not necessarily related to behavioral health, but it is, we have multiple situations can happen in our life. We might have a job loss. We might have financial issues. Then all of a sudden that puts stress on the family.
Yeah.
Family relationship issues. So now all of a sudden we've got problems with being able to cope with so many things coming at us all at the same time.
That don't seem to have immediate answers.
Exactly. And so it can be very, very stressful and very difficult, and we're there to help talk people through that as well.
Good. Thank you so much, Barbara.
Thank you.
We've got real people here on the hotline that want to help folks that are dealing with painful times. And so get a hold of this hotline. If you're ever in need, make sure you share it with your loved ones who might be going through some dark seasons of their life. And thanks again, Barbara. It's been great having you.
Thank you. I
Thank you for what you
appreciate
do.
it.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
We'll be right back.